All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And my name is Lhey Ralston. I'm also known as Mommy Lhey on the internet. It is Fun Wednesday with Lhey. And I did hop in a little too early, but I'm so excited because today we'll be creating a beautiful card. I've actually prepped a little bit, just a little bit, but we're still going to have to do a whole lot. So I hope that you are relaxing, have your feet up, or if you're making some dinner, or if you're eating some dinner, put me on the background. Or if you are in your craft room like myself, then create with me today. Just a little bit of admin stuff. Don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube and you aren't subscribed yet, so make sure to what are you waiting for? Make sure to subscribe so you can join the Pink and Main community because it's always fun. It's always a great time to be creating. I know that there's a lot of bad weather happening around the US, so I hope that you're okay. I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're doing well. And I hope you're in good spirits. So thank you for joining in. Again, my name is Lhey. A beautiful evening to all of you. In front of me, I have my Sizzix. I did include all the supplies. I think most of the supplies that I'll be using today. So before we get started, I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hello, Jay. Hi, Rita. Hello, Susan. Hi, Heather. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I did include the list of supplies that I'm going to use today, but I have the pretty butterflies, the embossing folder. This is the first step that we're going to use today. We're going to do. I've actually have my A2, regular A2. My base is just a plain cardstock. And then I did cut my watercolor pad and a 1/4 inch on lengthwise and widthwise so that I can have a pretty good border on each side. So let's start with embossing, shall we? I don't want a whole lot of colors in the background, but I do want some texture. So I figured that this beautiful butterfly pattern is going to be perfect. And then for stamp sets, I'm going to be actually a stamp set. I'll be using this butterfly trio also. And then we're going to be doing some embossing today. All right. Embossing ink, heat embossing, I should say. All right. You know what? I always forget my sandwich here, you guys. It's going to be really pretty. It's going to be very simple. I think one only is the sandwich. I'm the worst at remembering the settings I always use. I think one, and then only one, I think. So I think I'm going to put in like that, and I'm going to use one of this. Nope, definitely not. So I'm going to try and take out another one. So there's like 2 in here, as you can see. So I'm taking 2 out, inserting that first, and then I'm going to sandwich this in one of that plastic on top. See if that's no. Meaning to say both. Do you guys get confused with all these sandwiching thing too? I think I need that Gemini. So I think this is going to work. I think it's just going to require a whole lot of strength. Ooh, it is. There's thunder and lightning outside. It's kind of scary. I think this is working. Here we go. I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it did. All right. So that's the trick. Take out 2, and then sandwich your embossing folder in between if you're going to be using a Sizzix. So I have been using this Sizzix for a long time, but obviously, look at that. I still make mistakes. I keep forgetting. All right. Here we go. So let's see. Pretty. Okay, I want to keep it that way. So this base, this is ready already. It's so pretty. Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom it in so you guys can see it. And then it's not picking up. There we go. It's too bright. So Jay said we actually have a nice weather today. Hey Jay, where are you watching from? Suzanne is watching from Florida. Hi Rita from Texas also. Are you guys getting some thunder? We're getting some thunder. Oh, look at this beautiful emboss. One more time so we can see it really well. So I want to keep it really simple like this. I'm not going to do anything with that. Now, the next stage would be, I have to grab a cardstock. No, regular paper for our heat emboss later. There we go. So I'm going to be using the Leafy dies. This is the number 1. There's Leafy dies 1 and then Leafy dies 2. So this one is the Leafy dies 1. Now for the color, since I have a very clean background, clean base, and then clean background with that embossed butterflies, so I want to add some colors in here. All right. Ooh. I was thinking of creating some watercolor backgrounds, creating our own. This is really sticking in there. All right. So I pulled out the premium dye ink, the Park. So if you work a little fast, you can actually use this as a watercolor also. And so that's what we're going to do. Whoop. Can you guys see? All right, perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to do a wet on wet, slightly wet on wet. And so I have a water in here. So the base, I want the base, so there's 2 dyes in here. One is going to be like your base color, and then you'll have an outline. So I want the base color to be lighter. So I want to do a wet on wet technique. And then for the line, the outline of the leaf, I want it to be a darker green. Though we're going to be using the same color of ink, it's just going to depend on the amount of water that we're using. We can actually use our, what is that? We can use and apply it directly, or we can use also a blending brush. So whichever one, but I think for the background first, I'll worry about the background. I'm going to wet this part right here. My water is slightly dirty, just slightly. And so as you can see, I'm using quite a lot of water in here. So now I'm going to spray some water in that ink, and then I'm just going to pick it up, and then I'll drop off in some areas. There. So I hope I have enough for that base. I think I will. Let me just adjust that real quick. And then like what I said, on the other side, we're going to make it a more concentrated, more pure ink. I don't know why the color is like this. That's super weird. I don't know why the camera is making it like a neon green. It really is not a neon green. Like that. It's a very soft, kind of like more of an olive green actually. All right. So that's pretty soft and pretty light. Clean that up. Some baby wipes. All right. And then now I want a more concentrated ink over here. I think I have enough space. I think I do. And even if it's not perfect, it's okay. Yeah, I think we do. I think I'm just going to smush it. All right. So it's going to be using a lot of ink, but I think we'll be okay. I like to say hello to Annette. Hi, Annette. Hello, Christina. So Rita said no storms. Yeah, I'm here in New Caney, so we have a bit of a storm. I can hear some thunder and I see lightning outside like that. Okay, so this part right here on my right side is going to be the outline. So as you can see, we use the same ink, but because this is concentrated without in any ink whatsoever, and this one is blended with water, so as you can see, the color is definitely much, much softer. And you have that watercolor effect, right? So it's beautiful. Okay. Woo. It's a bit of inky, but we're good. Where is my heat tool? All right, my heat gun is here. Is my audio okay, guys? Camera's doing okay? All right, so I just want to dry it. So that I don't get any transfer. And then for the Butterfly Trio stamp, we're going to be doing some heat embossing. And I will be using the Golden Palace embossing powder. It's going to be super pretty. And then this leafy ink right here, or leafy dies, I'm going to be taping it in my base without dimension. So I'm going to be using our easy tape for this one. And then for the butterflies that we're going to be heat embossing, I'm going to be using the foam tape so that it will have dimension. There's actually 3 in here. So we might play around. Maybe one is going to be flat and then the other would be a little raised. So we need some foam tape for those. Okay, so I hope you're all doing well. I'm telling you guys, my jet lag lasted more than I wanted. Oh, it was crazy. Okay, so again, this one would be the base. I think I'm right. And this one would be that would be the outline. All right. Let me grab my scissors again. All right. I'm going to get some washi tape to hold that in place. All right. Here we go. If your paper is still wet, it might stick more, so make sure that it's dry. Washi tape is good adhesive because it doesn't stick that much, but it holds it in place. Does that make sense? So as long as it's held in place, we're good with that. All right, so let's see. We'll set this one aside. And let us pull our scissors again. Ta-da! All right. So this time, without changing anything, without moving any of the platform, I'm just going to sandwich this in between. Just like that. Make sure that it's inside both of these plastic panels. All right. And then manual labor. I really have to get a Gemini. One of these days. One of these. Sometimes it takes strength. Should I go backwards just to make sure? I'm going to go backwards. Ooh, I can already see that part of it was not inside my platform. So I'm going to have to run it through again just to make sure. There we go. I think that works. Or so I think. Set you on the side. All right, we'll see. Hold on. I'm zoomed in too much. Here we go. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Let's see. Yes, it did. All right, so I was correct. This was the base. I love that there's like a little white part on top. Now, if you feel like you want to add some droplets of green in here, just so you can have more visual interest. Now, this one is my outline. All right, pull that. All right. It's pretty. So when we layer it, put it together. Hi, Alexis. Hello, my friend, watching from Canada. Look at that. Isn't that so beautiful? I mean, I love the tone on tone, but we just have a lighter value of the same ink, and then we have a deeper, darker value because we use concentrated ink in there. So I really like that. You can actually like overlay it perfectly, or you can slightly, where it's kind of like a drop shadow. You know, you can play around with that layering. I love it. I know, it's super cool. All right, so just cleaning those part. All right, this mama is slightly worried because it's storming outside. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is in Missouri. Imagine waking up with, she said, "Hey, mama, we're under a tornado right now." She was slightly scary. My goodness. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to put it on. Do I do it sideways or this? I cannot decide. I think I want to do it where it opens on that side like that. So I want it to be on this side. That's what it's going to look like. And then I'll have 3 of the butterflies. All right. So set that aside. See how easy and quick it is to create some card. I know it's like when you say easy, but honestly, I have the base ready, and you can buy the A2 base cards already made. And so all you got to do is find, another color, another card stack that you want to layer on top with just a little bit. I saw something funny today because it says, teach your kids to do some card making or craft or something like that, and they will not have enough money for drugs. It's just so true, though. It's so funny, but it's so true. Okay, so for my watercolor paper, I'm using watercolor paper, so it's just slightly thicker. I've already prepped it with some of my pillow, what do you call that? With the powder, so it doesn't stick the embossing powder in there. So that's already prepped. And then we're going to be using the embossing ink pad from Pink and Main. So it's like this clear thing you're not going to see, but it's like a sticky, very sticky ink pad. That's what we're going to be using. And anyways, sorry. So my daughter is safe. She's okay. I think it passed them. I think the storm came from Kansas and then to Missouri. She's in Joplin, and then to Arkansas. So I hope that there is not a whole lot of damage in there. It's kind of scary this spring season. Goodness. All right. So I have 3 different inks, stamps in here. 3 different butterflies. This is one of my favorite stamp set from Pink and Main. It's so simple yet so gorgeous, so beautiful. You can use it many different ways. Then you have 3 sentiments. There's one that says, "Hi, hello, sweet friend," and then "What's new?" So you can use it for spring. You can use it for birthdays. I mean, for sympathy cards. I just love this thing. All right, so I want to ink it all one at a time, actually, so that I can really have that ink pad really wet and juicy, and then drop the embossing powder. But I'll be using the same embossing powder, so I don't have to worry about contamination or anything like that. Okay, so this one I really want to make sure that I'm applying a fair amount of pressure in there. And then this is the Golden Palace embossing powder. I just want to, all right. See, it's not perfect. You see a little bit in there. So we're just going to go back in. All right. I think one more time. There. And if you notice, I have a copy paper underneath, and it's like folded in half. So that, I will show you, my friend. Let's set that aside. Now that it's folded in half, I can follow that. And then it will hold and go shoot in the middle. All right. So you can clean up, make sure all the powder goes in. Easy peasy. All right. I want to clean that stamp like that. And then my son is on their way to the Capitol in Austin. His choir will be singing there tomorrow. They'll be performing. So, you know how it is when when your kids are not home and there's many things happening all at once. Your mama heart can't just sit still. You worry. I don't think you ever stop worrying, no matter how old they are. Look at that. My daughter is 22 and she has her own life, career, but it just never stop worrying about them. All right? All right, here we go. Let's see. I want to make sure that I can see all your comments. All right, there we go. I hope I inked this up enough. I think I did. Set that aside. Go with my embossing powder. This. And then you're going to see where part which is not perfect, you can just go back in there and then add more powder. If you feel like you want to add more, just to make sure that it's covered. Like that. I should have turned off my fan before I started doing this. But this is what it looks like. It just looks like glitter in there, like fine glitter. Okay. Last but not the least, so this one is that one. I have one more. I might just actually use the sentiment also, hello, sweet friends. I might use that. But we're going to stamp one more. Yeah, this is a 3x4 stamp set, and it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Stamp it here. I want to make sure that I leave some parts in there where I'm going to stamp in either the sentiment, hi, or hello, sweet friend. That. Set that on the side. Ooh, I think I touched it where there's a... Ooh. Let's see. Oh, I didn't. Perfect. All right. The more you do it, the more you get faster doing it. So here, we have that. It's beautiful. All right. So last but not the least, I really want to use one sentiment. Either we use it or not, at least while it's a bit of a mess in here, you already have the embossing powder out. We might as well, right? If we don't use it right now, we can always use it at a later time. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the hello, sweet friend. We can also stamp this in a black ink. I think that will pop more. But if we choose to do that, then we can always do that later. But right now, while all ink and then embossing powder is out, I just want to get this done. There. All right, I think I got it. I don't have a whole lot of mess in there too. Yay! Awesome. All right, sometimes I use a small tiny brush, a clean brush, to make sure that everything's clean on the side. There's not like extra, I'm going to show you, there's not like extra powder that's going to be a nuisance. So I'm going to set this on the side like that, and then just clean my table real quick. All right. So you can use like a brush. Let's see. If you have a smaller brush, actually, that's much better. But this is the brush that we have. Let's see. All right. So you can use and brush away parts where you don't want. So just try to be careful and not ruin anything that's already there. All right, that's good enough for me. Now we're going to be using our heat gun, and we're going to start embossing. Heat embossing. You're going to see that the powder is going to melt, and it's going to be so beautiful. Me too, Stacy. I really love butterflies, and I love this set so much. I cannot. It never gets old when I see the embossing powder melting. It's so beautiful. Let's see. Never gets old. Now, you can choose to add some watercolor inside of the butterfly. I mean, that's always an option. Look at that. So the difference of melted and not melted. So this one's kind of like, see that? And then that. I mean, both are so pretty, but of course, that's not going to stick. And if you don't melt this one, it's not going to stay in there. Ah, so beautiful. All right. Now this one, it has a corresponding die set, and we're going to be using that. So pretty. I love spring, but also allergies. It's just right around the corner. And my son, this poor boy, is allergic to everything. It's crazy. All right. Look how beautiful that is, guys. Isn't that so pretty? Ah, look at that sheen. It's so perfect. Okay, so this is the corresponding die set. Now you can do whatever. It's not going to go anywhere. Like what I said, you can choose to add some watercolor on the inside if you'd like. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to keep it very simple. I want the color from the green to pop. The leafy dies that we created earlier. So that's all I want. All right. Now the fun part is kind of like a puzzle. Okay, guys, you have to forgive me because I always mess up when I add my dice. It's either I have too much border on one side. I cut off some parts of the image. It's always a frustrating part for me. It's like, why can I never make this perfect? It's like, come on. It's not that hard, but for some reason, it's always a bit crazy. All right, well, let's see. Hopefully, that's good. I think it'll be okay. Okay, this one is for this. And it doesn't matter if it's a big image or a smaller image. It's just, I always mess it up. So even when taping it, I have to go really slow and really pay attention. Let me set this aside because we're going to run our Sizzix again. And then we have, oops, we have this one. There we go. Hi, Sherry. Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, I was supposed to hop in at 7:30, but I did hop in at 7:15. I was just scared that we might lose um electricity because there was like lightning and all that. I didn't want that to be a cost of not me going live because so sorry. But next week, promise we'll start at 7:30. Wednesday at 7:30. All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not the way it goes. Oh my gosh. Guys, did I do it correctly? Okay, my brain isn't working. There's this, oh, maybe like this. There we go. Told you, it's like a puzzle. I promise. My trip was great. It was great, but the first 2 weeks, this I think my husband said, you know what, yesterday, he said, I think this is the first day where your body feels like normal. I mean, that jet lag was real. I mean, that was tough. That was a tough 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. And I think it's part of getting old because I never used to get jet lag like that. I mean, I would always just bounce back and recover even with the time change. But this time, whew, guys, that was crazy. That was a crazy first 2 weeks being back. But I'm so glad I feel normal. I think the last 2, 3 days I feel normal. That's it. And I'm grateful for normal. Lately when you're slightly older, normal is good. Give me safe and normal. I'm happy. All right. I'm gonna run this through one more time, just going backwards. All right. I want to make sure that I've cut it. I think I did. All right. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and I think that's it because when I was younger, that didn't bother me. I mean, I really didn't care about time change and all that. But ugh. But was it worth it? It was definitely worth it. It was seeing my parents, seeing my brothers and sisters, my nieces and my nephews. It was crazy. I don't know if you've been around Filipino families, but we can get really crazy. We can party. It's crazy. All right. It's too dark. Okay, so here we go. So we were doing karaoke's and oh, it was fun and crazy at the same time. All right, we're almost done. Can you believe this? Look how simple this card is. So I'm going to get my easy tape. I want to start with that first layer. I love this tape. I really do. It's so easy and simple, and I can take out that first layer without any issues, and it holds up. Perfect. like that. I think I gained 20 pounds from that trip, you guys. Woo, we were eating left and right, good food, laughter, lots of music, lots of laughing and games. Oh, it was a whole lot of fun. It's okay if you're late. Sorry guys if I started a bit too early. All right. Did I get lucky? I think I got lucky. That's pretty good for me. I never get lucky. Sometimes I would like put it on the side. I think I got lucky this time. All right. Oh, it's bright. There we go. Okay, so like what I said, I didn't want any dimension for that one, and this one as well. I'm not gonna add dimension for this. So I want to put it on one side like this. And I'm also going to overlap it where it's not perfect. See? But I have a problem. I don't have any more of my sticky glue. I should have some potato juice today. It's okay. I started like 15 minutes early, so sorry. Here we go. And it's like sideways. Now this one, I don't have my glue. Okay, we have this one from Aline. I ran out of my pink and main one. And sometimes it gets a little bit too activated. And then I end up with like a mess. Does that ever happen to you? You know how it is when you need something and you don't have it all the time? I'm just going to use my finger. Because that's what we did when we were young, right? We were just gluing everything with our finger. So I'm just going to glue it with my finger. There. Who went to NAMTA, you guys? Creativation. I didn't go this year. I was there last year. I didn't go this year just because, like what I said, I was jet lagged. I was not feeling my best. I was supposed to be doing a demo for Faber-Castell, but yeah, I could not. There was no way I was going to do that. Deb was asking potato juice. I know. That's what I was going to ask too. All right, here we go. So we're going to overlap it and then kind of like almost like a drop shadow. So imperfect layer in there. There. Just making sure all that corners like that. And now I have sticky fingers. Sticky fingers. I know, Stacy. I mean, really, I love the cute cards also. I love the shakers and sequins and all that. But sometimes, some occasion really just calls for a very simple card as well. All right, now we have all that. Like what I said, we have 3 butterflies. And so we can play around. We don't have to use all of it. We might use just one. Sometimes I do that. But because I have all, we can actually just simply add the hello sweet friend also. Something so simple. My goodness, this embossing. can do it where it's like layered on top. Maybe one is hidden underneath. And kind of like that. Oh, that's pretty. I think I like that a lot. And then I think the only thing that I'm going to put foam tape would be our sentiment. I want to keep this pretty flat. See how everything changes last minute? I love it. And then I'm just kind of like bend a little bit just to have a little bit of that almost 3D or 2D. Just a little bit. But I want to make sure everything's sticking perfectly. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, so for the foam tape, look at the foam tape I have. Ta-da! This is going to take me forever before I use all of this. I don't know. There we go. So I'm going to use a foam tape for the sentiment, and that's it. I might actually double it just so it really stands out. So let's see. Yeah, I might actually double that. So we can really have like a very standout, very thick dimension in there. So I'm just going to do it in the middle part, like that. Ah, it's so beautiful. Do we need any enamel dots? Should we? I have like green in here. This is the floral hearts. So it has like yellow and green. The green is like very mint green, and the other one is darker. I think I'm going to use the lighter green. Excuse me. Oh, I'm just going to place them everywhere where there's flat areas. I'm going to do one here and then a smaller one there. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. But this is it, you guys. This is our card. Ah, it's so pretty. Excuse me so much. So I just kind of flipped those wings just a little bit. But it's so simple. It's so pretty. I mean, look at that. We just have pop of green. Two different shade actually. I might add just one more of that tiny one on top. But that's it. I just feel like it's not balanced. But that's what we have. Oh my gosh, you guys, we finished the card. Happy spring. I know that it's kind of scary everywhere right now with the weather, but I hope you'll stay safe. I hope the allergies won't kill you so much. Be safe, be well. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope to see you again next time, next Wednesday. We'll start at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you for joining in. I hope to see you again next time. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful evening.